Hi, everybody. Welcome to this portion of Doe School, Self-Care is Healthcare. My name is Brittany Pio, and I'm excited to share with you some tips and tricks and habits that you can get into to make your self-care practice more realistic, attainable, and overall help you become a better person. Just a reminder, there's plenty of ways that you can up-level your education with the Doe School classes. Here's a list of all the classes that are available, as well as some of the electives. So self-care is healthcare is this month's topic. I'm really excited to bring to you a bunch of maybe new ideas or enhance the self-care that you already practice with not only using doTERRA oils and supplements, but also some extra things that we can have available very accessibly to us. Before we get into it too much, I just wanted to formally introduce myself. I'm Brittany Pio, like I said. I'm a licensed massage therapist, a full-time instructor at SUNY Morrisville, and I also am a wellness advocate for doTERRA. I got into essential oils a few years ago. I always knew about essential oils because of my massage therapy background, but the oils that I had throughout my time in massage school, this was before really doTERRA was as popular as it is now, I wasn't exposed to really high quality essential oils. So a few years ago, I had Katrina come to my house and put a little class on for a couple of my girlfriends and my mom. And I really learned about the quality piece and how different doTERRA is from other companies and how much emphasis that they do have on the third-party testing, making sure everything is sourced responsibly, the amount of time and resources and money that doTERRA gives back to their farmers and those communities absolutely pulled on my heartstrings because I love companies that do that. I also really just had never experienced ingesting essential oils and using them topically and things like that. I just only really ever played around with diffusing them before I got into that. So I'm sure at this point you already are familiar with the ways to use essential oils, but that just really blew my mind because I was always taught not to use them that way. And then obviously the quality of doTERRA is so much different than our mainstream run-of-the-mill essential oils. So my mission is to spread ancient wisdom in the modern world. I think that it's important for those ways to be realistic, affordable, practical. So things like essential oils, massage therapy, and other self-care practices allow for us to enhance our overall well-being. And I believe that there's a lot of power in slowing down, tuning into your body, and using plants for healing. I think that it's important to not only incorporate plants in your essential oil practice, but also like the way that you eat, the products that you use, and even just like surrounding yourself with plants. So that's just one little piece of self-care right away. I do think also that it can be difficult to inspire people to live a healthier life. And that is one of my missions in life. I don't want to be overbearing and pushy to my family and my friends, but it is because I love them and I have good intentions. And I really think that a lot of times once you have the education, it's power. So I'm a firm believer in practicing what you preach. I don't think that we can change everybody. I don't even think we can really completely change yourself, right away. It does take some work. And by just setting a good example, there's no doubt that the people we surround ourselves with will start to ask questions and want to know exactly how they can be like you, healthy, happy, vibrant. And I think that's exactly where it starts. So I want to really help us get on this optimal foundation. I'm sure you've heard the expression, you can't pour from an empty cup. And it's really important to take care of yourself first. So I just want to let you in on some of my self-care secrets. A lot of them might be ones that you've already heard of, but just ways to incorporate your oils and your supplements in with your self-care practices. So my intention of this class is that I want you to understand how the quality piece is so important with essential oils, how to create a foundation of health, and we also want to be able to confidently use our essential oils within our self-care practices. There's also some simple self-care routines that you can integrate throughout your day, morning, noon, and night basically, and how to save money while living a healthy lifestyle. So there are 5 pillars that support our wellness and overall just feeling healthy and happy and good. We have the nutrition, so you can join in on the digestive health class. There's an exercise class where that has stuff about pain and inflammation and how to prevent that. Stress management to help with emotions and mood. Reducing your toxic load. There's an environmental toxin class, and then this class is primarily focused on self-care and sleep. So it's important that we take care of ourselves to help reduce stress levels. That's really where a lot of disease and inflammation comes from, is stress. And stress wreaks havoc on not only your physical body, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. If you are experiencing stress that causes pain, then all of a sudden you're upset because you can't do the things that you love, and it's this vicious cycle that doesn't go away unless you take control and do something about it for yourself. So I just wanted to share this graphic because I thought it did a good job kind of explaining like quickly how stress does impact the body. And just to overall really quick little recap, if you're not familiar with what goes on throughout like the inflammation process or stress in general, is a lot of times cortisol is released in the body, and cortisol is a hormone that puts our body in that fight or flight mode. And we know that back in the day when we were being chased by saber-toothed tigers, it was important to go into that stress mode. But our bodies haven't evolved in the sense that we're no longer being chased by those saber-toothed tigers, but we have stressors and things that come up in our life that put us into that mode. So especially if you're going into that stress mode several times throughout the day, you're just wreaking havoc on your body and your mind as well. So for the short term, you know, you can have those worried feelings, nervousness. You might even feel the sensation that your heart is pounding out of your chest. And because of those things, you're going to breathe quicker and send more oxygen around the body. But it's a lot different from if you were to take mindful, deep breaths. There's also the issue with stomach pain or feeling bloated, constipated. Things like that can actually just be brought on because of stress. And I like to think of that as that rest and digest mode. If you are relaxed and calm and breathing normally, you're going to be able to digest. Your body is saying it's safe to digest. Whereas if you are in that fight or flight mode, you are really just not in a good place for your body to digest. You're running from that saber-toothed tiger. So we're going to hold off on all of, you know, going to the bathroom and digesting your food properly because we have to get out of that stressful situation that we're in. So we'll exert all of our energy for that. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Our skin can also become more sensitive. We can have problems with like impotence and not wanting to even have sex because at this point, again, you're in so much stress that isn't important. And for me, what I see the most as a massage therapist are people get tense. Their muscles tighten, their shoulders come up to their ears, their overall just like tension in their jaw and their neck, and day in and day out of putting your body through that can lead to chronic pain. And then some other things with like the long-term mental health problems, this could wreak havoc on your cardio, respiratory system, so now you might have heart or lung issues, skin and hair loss, so maybe you also could experience things like acne, alopecia. There's also an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, infertility problems for both men and women, and also like migraines or other sorts of headaches. So stress can really bring on all of these conditions. So it's important that we get ahead of it, or if we are experiencing a lot of stressors in our life, what are some things that we can do to manage? So first and foremost, as we get into the products and the oils, creating a foundation with supplementation. Even if you are eating really healthy, the quality of our food isn't the same that it was years ago for our ancestors. It is important that we supplement to ensure that we're getting all the nutrients and minerals and vitamins that our bodies require to work at optimal levels. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack is what's on the screen right now, as well as the Terrazyme and the PB Assist. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack includes the Alpha CRS, the EO Mega, and the Microplex VM. So those three supplements work together to give you ultimate supplementation that you need. With the Alpha CRS, that's great for like your brain and your cognition. The EO Mega is great for joints and brain health too. And the Microplex VM is going to give you all of those really important minerals, nutrients, and vitamins that you need by using a whole food nutrient supplementation. And our bodies know what to do with all of these supplements because they are in that whole food. They're not synthetic. So a lot of times people will complain that I'm buying these supplements, but like they're not doing anything for me. I was one of those people. And then once I started using the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack, that was the first time I noticed that I was actually absorbing what the supplements were. And then the Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme that can help you with if you ate something that you have a hard time digesting. It can also be a great sort of tool to have, that if you already know you're going to eat something that doesn't agree with your stomach, that's a good time to use it. But just in general, if you are going through some stress in your life, you might want to bring that in, knowing that it can really help supplement your digestive process. PB Assist is a probiotic. It all starts in our gut. So if our gut isn't healthy, the rest of our life is going to show up in unhealthy manifestations. So if we can get that microbiome in our belly feeling really good with the help of the PB Assist, hopefully then you'll see significant improvements in your overall well-being too. Again, with creating the foundation, it's important to think of like other supplements that we can use to help our body from the inside out. So I like to take Adaptive in the morning. Adaptive is a great blend of essential oils to help support our mental health and clarity. I use the supplements in the morning. I like them because they have a energy boosting effect on me as well. I just feel like that little wake up clarity. And I'm trying more and more to not like bring in caffeine into my life. And it's just a great way to give you that little boost. Copaiba is another great essential oil. It is, or supplement. It is found in the Adaptive product. So Copaiba is one of the main ingredients in Adaptive. So I like to take the Adaptive during the day because it has other properties that give you that boost. And then the Copaiba I like to take at night because it can enhance my sleep. So again, this is just creating our foundation and really supplementing from the inside out. Just a little bit more on the Adaptive because it is a newer product. People might not be as familiar with this blend of essential oils. It has tension reducing properties as well as mood boosting essential oils. So we have lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel with celtium, GABA, and elderflower. So that blend of oils doesn't have the GABA and the selectium and the elderflower, but you're still gonna get the uplifting feeling from the oils that are in it, and it can really help soothe with any anxiety and create those feelings of calm. It's great for fatigue and restfulness, so that might be why you wouldn't use that at night, because it's going to actually really help boost your mood and wake you up a little bit. It's good for indecisiveness and irritability as well. And I really like to use the calming blend of essential oils in my diffusers in the morning. And I have that diffused all throughout my house. It just helps me get prepared and ready for the day. And I will use the capsules and I'll take one of those in the morning. And then I'll use the blend, the ball, the roller ball, throughout the day behind my ears, right along that occipital ridge where your head and neck meet each other. I find that that's a really nice place to use it. I like the way that it smells too, so it's a good thing to use in place of like using perfume that we know isn't so healthy for us too. And I just feel really good while I'm using that. Now that I've used Adaptiv, that's one that I always make sure I have in my arsenal. I give my friends and family the Adaptiv capsules before we go into like a yoga class or a stressful situation. And more often than not, afterwards, they're like, whoa, what was that? I loved it. I feel so good. I feel so zen. And I just think it's a great way to take the edge off without leaving you feeling groggy. So I didn't really get into this too much because of the slide right now. Copaiba, very similar to the CBD. And we know CBD right now is all the rage. I have used CBD in the past. I have found brands that were better than others, but what I really didn't realize until I got so much more involved in essential oils is that CBD is not regulated, and it's really difficult to regulate it. And you need a lot more of it than just one drop of Copaiba. So price-wise, too, it makes more sense. I'm the type of person who wants to know exactly what I'm putting on my body and in my body, and I don't feel comfortable with any CBD to know that for sure it's safe because they don't have the standards like doTERRA does. And with Copaiba, you have that confidence in knowing there's been over 1,000 published studies and that it does have that direct receptor activation, where CBD hasn't been shown that every time across the board we're seeing results. I also find that with Copaiba, I don't question, what else is in this besides the CBD. So I know Copaiba is just straight up Copaiba. Whereas with the CBD, what other fillers are in it? I've seen ones that are flavored, so it makes you wonder, like, what is that flavoring, if they're using synthetic products. I also don't think that it's productive to our health to take things like gummies or sugary treats, cookies. I've seen all sorts of things, and it just seems like that's counterproductive. Like, why would you want to boost up your sugar level while you're doing this thing that's healthy for you when you can just put a drop of Copaiba under your tongue? If you don't like the taste of it, then you can put it in a veggie capsule and take it internally that way. There's a lot of products now that also have CBD oil in it. So again, you really just don't know what you're getting, like moisturizers and skincare products, whereas you can just add a couple of drops of Copaiba into your skincare products that you're already using. And what else? I mean, yeah, the difficult to regulate is really that's the worst part of CBD. And going back and forth, I've really just decided to stick with the Copaiba. I know CBD has its health benefits as well. It's just much less predictable. And the activation part of it is indirect. So you don't really have the precise configuration of how it is supposed to work in the body and be able to go right to the spots of inflammation like you have with Copaiba. That was everything I wanted on there. Oh, and yeah, it doesn't have any psychoactive cannabinoids. So a lot of times too with CBD, you are still getting some THC in your CBD products. And if you have to take a drug test, or if that's just not something that you want to ingest, it's really hard to avoid that. Whereas the Copaiba doesn't have any cannabinoids that are psychoactive. So you don't have to worry about any effects of like feeling high or failing a drug test. So creating a foundation, some of our daily habits that I do that I think are really easy that you can put into your life. And this seems like a lot on the slide, but I wanted to get into as much detail, and you can like take a screenshot of this too if that helps you out. But starting each day with warm lemon water. I try really not to use a microwave unless I'm in a super rush, but I do have a kettle on my counter that I just put hot water in and it warms up really quickly. And I put 1 to 2 drops of lemon oil in my warm water. I try throughout the day to do 15 to 20 drops of some sort of citrus oil because that helps detox the liver and it really sets women especially up for hormonal balance. I also start my day with taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, the probiotic, the PB Assist, and I also take Adaptive. So I'm taking my 3 supplements from the Lifelong Vitality and my Adaptive in the morning as well as my PB Assist. Throughout the day, I will take phytoestrogen. That's also another supplement from doTERRA because that helps promote healthy hormonal balance. I find that that's really helped me with my skin, and I'm not sure if it's one working better than the other, so I really think it's the conjunction of using all of them together. I take the Terrazyme throughout the day to make any food that's hard to digest less taxing on my body. And also in the morning, I take frankincense. I take 1 drop under my tongue. But I've just gotten into that habit. I do feel like if you already are taking the Lifelong Vitality, you probably don't really even have to do that because there's frankincense in there. But I just really think it's important to give your brain optimal health. And I know that frankincense is the king of oils for a reason. I think not only does it help with inflammation, but your mental clarity. And I feel really good using that before I go into my meditation practice or yoga. And I'll get more into that in a little bit. So once I take that frankincense, I'm going to sit for 5 to 20 minutes, depending on the day, how much time I have to sit in my meditation. I use my journaling practice at that time as well. So I like to diffuse frankincense, peppermint, and wild orange. It's actually what I have diffusing right now, just to really give me some mental clarity, but also those oils make me feel really good. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. You start your day, you have this huge to-do list, and you're spinning in a whole bunch of different directions, and then sitting in meditation or sitting in journaling or prayer can seem counterproductive. I've got places to be. I don't have time to be sitting here doing this, but in reality, that time that you give yourself is going to make your day so much more productive. I've seen this happen to myself time and time again. I'll be really good on my self-care habits, and then I'll take a few days off because I traveled or it was the weekend or whatever came up. And then I notice I'm feeling a little more sluggish. I'm maybe being more reactive to stressful situations instead of just using my breath and taking a minute to get clarity on the situation when I fall out of my meditation practice. So even though it does take up some time in the morning, I think it's time that's really well spent. It's time for me, and I don't feel guilty about it. If anything, I feel guilty when I'm not doing it because I know how beneficial it is. But also, that is part of it, to not beat yourself up. And if you can't do it for 20 minutes, you can do it for 1 minute. And that's how I'll justify it. If I really don't have time, then I'll put my timer on for 5 minutes, or 2, or whatever you have time for. So I also think it's important to choose oils to wear topically throughout the day, diffusing it on jewelry. I don't have any jewelry on, I don't know I did that. You can also just use your roller bottles. I'm usually carrying at least 3 roller bottles with me at a time. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Try to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you're 160 pounds, you want to be drinking about 80 ounces of water a day, which can seem like a lot, like 10 cups of water. But once you get in that routine of drinking a lot of water, your body craves it, and you know when you're dehydrated, where a lot of times people who don't drink a ton of water don't realize that most of their symptoms are because they're feeling dehydrated. Another really good thing to live by, and I know we've talked about in these other classes on here, is eating whole food, mostly plants, nothing processed. That is just a great rule to have for yourself. If it's like the 80-20 rule, that's great. This year, 2020, I'm trying to do like 90 and 10. 90% of the time it's really good. 10% of the time, indulge a little bit, everything in moderation. Something that's really enhanced my sleep is staying off my screen 1 to 2 hours before I go to bed. Also dimming my lights. I found that like those softer light bulbs are great to have in like my living room and my bedroom and the hallways in between my living room and bedroom, because then you're not exposing yourself to those bright lights. And again, our whole evolutionary body hasn't caught up with modern technology of even electricity. So our body doesn't know the difference between these bright white lights and sunlight. So I try to get like more of those orangey tone lights to have on at night. And that also makes our body think of like campfires that we used to be around before we did have electricity. And that's what we would have naturally at night. Blue light glasses are great. If you haven't bought a pair of blue light glasses, you are missing out. You can find pretty inexpensive ones on Amazon. Blue light glasses are great if you spend a lot of times on screens. I always try to make sure to put them on like after the sun goes down. So when I'm on my cell phone or on the computer, anytime, after the sun goes down, so it just depends on the time of year, that's when I'm putting my blue light glasses on. If I lay in bed and watch TV for a little while, blue light glasses are on. But really trying to limit that screen time to at least an hour before you go to bed will have significant benefits on your sleep as well as your hormones. Creating a nighttime ritual before you go to bed is also going to help with your sleep hygiene. And then diffusing Serenity at bedtime, or also taking those Copaiba soft gels at bed, or the Serenity soft gels. So some great sleep habits to get into to encourage a restful night's sleep. Copaiba plus Serenity is great. I also like to have these 2 going in my diffuser, depending on like the time of year, if I feel like I'm starting to get sick or if I'm just plugged up at night. I would also throw in the Breathe with those other 2 oils in my diffuser just to open up my sinuses. Copaiba can also help with muscular pain. So if you're feeling achy and then you go to lay down and go to bed, that can sometimes make it worse. So by helping with that, you might get a better night's sleep. Speaking of muscular pain, magnesium is great for your muscular health, and it helps reduce inflammation, and that can lead to a better night's sleep as well. Magnesium is found in Lifelong Vitality. So if you're taking your Lifelong Vitality pack in the morning and then again in the evening, that's going to help with getting you in that calm state, as well as allowing your muscles and your body to relax. Some great oils for sleep. We have wild orange that can help slow down the mind. We have some floral calming oils like lavender. Vetiver is great. I find that it's a little bit more masculine, but I like that smell for myself. But a lot of times, like, guys don't really want something too floral like lavender, but I don't know. I just find that that's not always the case too. Guys like lavender as well. But vetiver can help with your calming, grounding feelings because of the fact that it's very earthy and woodsy. Balance is great too for bringing yourself to that good sleep space. I also like balance to use throughout the day. I just find it's very grounding. I love the smell of it. Again, with the adaptive, because it is that blend of earthy and woodsy, is also has a good calming blend to it. That's what's intended for, calming. Roman chamomile is another great oil to really help wind you down. I find that I love the smell of that. That was one of the ones in the beginning I thought, ooh, I don't really like this. But the more I use it, now I just like crave that smell. Spikenard, marjoram, I hope I pronounced that one right. Those two are also really good for calming, earthy. Spikenard is like the calming mint. So you've got a lot of options here of what you can diffuse. And I think it's really about experimenting and finding what works best for you in different times of the year. I like different blends for my sleep. I keep a diffuser right near my bed. I turn the light off and it doesn't sound, it's not loud. It's almost kind of like a little bit of white noise. And I really think that using the oils has completely changed my sleep pattern for the better. It's very seldom that I get woke up through the night, which sometimes can annoy my husband if the dog needs to go out or something like that, but I am not complaining. I'm getting a great night's sleep. Some other self-care rituals to throw into the mix. A really great quote by Lewis Hayes is, "How you start your day is how you live your life." So probably if you get up and the first thing you do is scroll on your cell phone, it's not going to be really conducive to anything. You're filling your mind up with other people's stories and situations and opinions, and you're not even giving yourself time to really think or to express yourself before you're bringing in like tons and tons of information to your freshly woke up mind. So if you do shower in the morning, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on the day and my hair schedule and if I'm working out in the morning or afternoon that day. But the shower ritual is great because you can bring invigorating oils into your shower. Eucalyptus, peppermint breathe, lavender is even nice. I just think it smells really great too. So those uplifting oils, any of the citrus ones in your shower, you can even turn like a shower meditation on if you want to enhance your shower or if you don't have time to meditate that day. Calm and Insight timers they're two of my favorite apps for meditation, or you can just play a YouTube video. Then there's essential oil rituals. So you're going to target specific areas or diffuse specific oils to help get your mood in a really great place. I know sometimes people wake up and they're not necessarily in a good mood. I'm not really one of those people. I think my mood declines throughout the day. Usually when I wake up, I'm like pretty peppy and bright, full of energy. But I think that has a lot to do with my self-care routines and how much I look forward to doing them. A playlist ritual is a good idea too. So you can find like podcasts you really like to listen to in the morning, get you going, or even throughout the day. Self development books like Audible is a great app if you want to listen to your books instead of read them. I also find that this is something I've really come into practice more, is doing some ecstatic dance. So if I don't have time to exercise that day, or I don't feel like exercising, I play some binary beats on YouTube, or I just type in like ecstatic dance music, and I literally like dance around my house, cleaning my house, or just dance with my dog and cat, because it really puts you in such a good place. There's no rules, no right way to do it. Nobody there to see you doing it, and it's really fun and uplifting, and it's also great for lymphatic drainage. You're moving around your body, and you're getting a little workout in there too. Journal rituals are great. I like to take at least like 2 minutes to journal some things I'm grateful for. I try to write down at least 3, and I try to make them different every day. And they can be little things, big things, people, feelings, whatever. But just taking that time to write down what you're grateful for is so important. Then I also try to reflect on something good that's happened to me, like within the last 24 hours. And it's said that like our brain doesn't know the difference between when the event happened and reflecting on it. Like it still puts you in that same good place. So that's really what I try to do. And then I'll also take a moment to either like thank somebody or just let them know I'm thinking of them. And I can do that through a text message, an email, or sometimes I just write it down in my journal and I'm sending that good energy to them. So that's something I really like to do. Within my journaling, I'll also usually write up a small to-do list of some things I want to get accomplished that day or that morning. And I really try to write a more detailed to-do list at night before I go to bed. I find that when I write those things down at night, it's like I've solidified them. They're going to happen the next day, and I don't have to lay up at night thinking about them. Also, scheduling your success ritual. So maybe having a time each day or each couple of days to focus on yourself, your own personal goals you want accomplished, and maybe even just taking some time out to thank yourself for all of the things that you have already accomplished. Other things that you can do to boost that inspiration are things like frankincense for focus and concentration. You can have mentors to talk to, gratitude journals, like I said, and then there's a breathe on the hour ritual. So you're breathing in essential oils on the hour. So maybe you're setting a timer on your phone, or you just are mindful of the top of the hour to either diffuse something or just take the cap off of a bottle and breathe it in. And that will help you keep your cortisol levels down. And you want like uplifting, happy oils. I really haven't found any oils that like don't make me happy. Well, maybe like patchouli is like a little, I don't like that one. But again, it's growing on me. They just grow on you. And then nature's nurtures ritual. Spending time outside. If you haven't watched on YouTube, there's a documentary called Grounding. No, it's called Earthing. That is such a good, feel-good movie that really makes you have control and power over your health and your life by just getting outside in nature and taking your shoes off. And it can be really difficult if you live in a place where you can't get outside every day. So make it a point to get outside, to take care of yourself, and to just overall get the sun on your hands, on your skin, because we need that not only for the vitamin D, but the grounding benefits that come on with getting outside. That's why those grounding blends with the trees make us feel so good, because it has that similar experience if you are walking through the forest with your shoes off. And then also a mirror ritual. So choosing positive affirmations that really resonate with you, that you feel that are sincere to you, and saying them in the mirror. You can do this like before you get in the shower, or when you wake up in the morning, or before you go to bed at night. But I would do it like in the bathroom with your door shut. I find that the only time I can do this usually is like in the morning when I'm home alone. And I just stand in the mirror and say really nice things to myself, tell myself how proud I am of myself. And I even have a rose quartz crystal that I keep on my bathroom mirror, because the rose quartz crystal, if you know things about crystals, that's a really good, loving, feel-good crystal. And it just reminds me to love myself and take care of myself. Some oils for inspiration, maybe to get you journaling, or to just overall light up that purpose in your life. The passion blend is great for passion. So if you're like sitting down to write something, or to be at work, I know that I'll put a lot of times, I have the passion roller ball, and I like to put that right over my heart. There's rose in passion blend, so that's why I think I love it so much. I love anything floral, especially rose. I put it over my heart before I go to work for the day, and I just have that intention as I'm doing it, that this is going to bring me inspiration and passion. Roman chamomile, love this oil. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. It gives you purpose, that feeling of fulfillment. So this is a great one if you're sitting down to do your to-do list. Lemon, keeping you energized and focused throughout the day. I do my warm lemon water in the morning. 30 minutes later, I follow it up with some celery juice, and I don't need coffee. Now I look at coffee as more recreational and less of a requirement. Rosemary is great for mental clarity. I am taking online classes for my master's degree, and when I have to sit down and write things like that I don't want to do, I will put a drop of rosemary right on the crown of my head, and all of those feelings tend to just go away, and I get focused and clear, and it really helps me. Citrus Bliss, I love to diffuse this at my house when I have people coming over. I just think it's super uplifting, but it can also boost your creative and your confident expression. And then the essential oil elevation is the joyful blend. So this can really help with bringing in thoughts of optimism, making you feel more happy and cheerful. So again, if there's something you don't want to do, those are good ones to use. Some of the benefits of journaling, and this was my hardest self-care habit to like get into, because I'm like, I don't want to write. I think that I write really fast and sloppy. So taking that time for yourself is very beneficial. Slow down, write neatly, and then all of a sudden your intentions and your clarity become more abundant. If meditation is really hard for you to sit still, journaling might be a good place to start. You can really get clear on things. You can reflect. Definitely try to have fun with it. Sometimes, like, I'm angry journaling, and I don't consider myself an angry person, but if I can get those feelings that I have out on paper, all of a sudden, I don't have those bad feelings anymore. And it's like, I know for me, a lot of times I can like call and vent to my mom or my grandma, and then I'm happy again. Like, I got out that stuff I needed to say. Well, then you put that out and you put it on them, and the next time you talk to them, they're like, how are you doing with that situation that was so awful? And you're like, what are you even talking about? Oh, now I've just given you all of my negative, bad feelings. So when you write them down, it's like you're getting them out, but you're not putting them on anybody else. It's very magical. I love to do gratitude lists. Like I said, if that's all I have time for, I'm going to do a gratitude list. 3 to 10 things I'm super grateful for. Don't take it seriously. Let it flow. Sometimes really weird things come out in my journaling, and I don't even know who wrote that. But it's kind of fun to go back and read them and things like that. The Manifestation Babe, she's a podcaster, YouTube. She has a website, I think it's just manifestationbabe.com, that has some great journaling prompts. There's tons of other places. Pinterest, as we know, is a good resource too. But I really like hers, and they just inspire me to write more creatively. So some other oils that you can use for the self-expression, and really getting creative, whatever being creative means to you. Maybe it's, tending to your home and family. Maybe being creative means you're working on a book that you're writing, or memoirs, or you're painting something. Really self-expression and creativity, we're doing it all day long. So you don't have to be like, oh, I'm not a creative person, I'm not a Martha Stewart. We're being creative all day. I mean, if you're showing up for your life, then you are being creative. We're all creating each day a very different expression of ourselves. So I know for me, when I'm writing lesson plans for my classroom, when I am with my massage clients, when I'm decorating my home, like those are all ways that I'm being creative. So you can be diffusing lavender, citrus bliss, tea tree, or melaleuca is great for healthy and respectful connections. So this might be really good for like boundary setting, and also just overall improving your relationships. Spearmint's great because it gives you confidence and you can articulate your communication better. And jasmine is good for self-acceptance and safety. Jasmine's always really great too to add to your skincare routine as well. So meditation or prayer, whatever you're into, you should be doing daily. And sometimes, like I said, it's going to be easier than others to make the time for it. But you'll notice an improvement with your relaxation, and you're not as reactive to stressful situations. Meditation and prayer can also give you a lot of feelings of gratitude. It allows you, at least for me with meditation, to connect to my body, to my breath, and my mind in a different way than I can in any other situation. It's all about taking time for yourself. It can help increase your blood flow while decreasing your blood pressure, and this has been studied. It's very grounding. When you go into your meditative state, your body is actually vibrating differently, and everything is energy and vibration. And when you allow yourself to get into that meditation posture and you're focusing on your breath, now all of a sudden you're vibrating in a different level. Your body is healing itself from the inside out. When you are incorporating that breath work and that peaceful time, you're going to help decrease your stress and anxiety. I know for me, it helps me with my patience. I'm not a very patient person, and meditation has made me much more patient. It can help with sleep. It's also been known to increase the gray matter in our brain, which helps boost cognitive function. And I think that has a lot to do with just that slowing down and getting really present. It can help decrease the pain and inflammation while boosting the immune system, and this has to do with that shift in vibration. And it can also increase compassion and empathy. I think I did start meditating at a relatively young age. I was probably like 19 or 20, because that's when I was starting massage school, and that's when it was introduced to me. And reflecting back on it, that's when I started to really realize, like, we're all connected. We're all human. We're all experiencing life. I mean, all very differently. But I don't know. It was something about meditation that literally sparked that for me. So this is my self-care practice that I am most grateful for. It's a non-negotiable for me. I know that even if I give myself just a couple minutes, I am going to thank myself all day for doing that. So I truly think everybody should be meditating. I think they should teach us how to do that in school. And I just know how beneficial it is. Some oils that you can incorporate to enhance your meditation practice. Cedar wood for that feeling of belonging. So this is where it gets a little bit spiritual, like I said, just having that connection to others. But sometimes we don't even think we're worthy of giving ourselves the time to do that. So cedar wood's great for that. Copaiba will help with your self-awareness. Frankincense has been known to help people with spiritual awakenings. Helichrysum is good for light and feeling light. Lavender can give us that peace of mind. And Melissa is good for enlightening. Roman chamomile, I can't say enough. This one's such a goodie. I usually put that right on my big toe on the bottom of my foot during my meditation for that spiritual connectivity. And rosemary for wisdom. You can do an emotional body scan. This is great, and you get this in a lot of times in like your magazines for doTERRA and any of the welcoming paperwork. And depending on like how you're feeling when you wake up or throughout the day, you can mix up and match an oil to that. So you ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? You look at the wheel and then you figure out, do I need a floral oil or a citrus or a spice? Sometimes you can just do like sniffing the oils, trial and error, which one really is connecting with you today. But this wheel body scan is a really good, effective, and quick way to do that. So of course we have to talk about massage because that's my jam. Massage can, and if you can't go and get a massage from a professional massage therapist, there are some like self-massage things that you can do as well. Using Aroma Touch is great, but also I think it's a great idea if you are able to get professional massage, bring this oil with you and ask them if they will mix it in with the carrier oil or with the lotion that they use. I've done that before and nobody's ever given me a rough time about that. There just might be like certain places where they have to use whatever products that they use, which might be like more at spas, but if you go to a private practice, it shouldn't be a big deal. And maybe you can even introduce your massage therapist to doTERRA oils. Odds are they maybe even use them already. But massage can help with anxiety and depression. There's been many studies to prove that it does have a significant impact on those. It can improve your circulation. We're getting the blood flow going, and it helps with your immune function as well because of the lymphatic drainage effects that massage has. It can help decrease high blood pressure, reduce chronic pain, and it can even help with digestive discomfort. Depending on like what issues you have with digestive discomfort, it either is or isn't going to make sense to use massage. But I know like anytime you're feeling like constipated or just very sluggish, massage is a great way to get things moving. You can even request abdominal massage if that's something that sounds like would serve you. And massage can also increase your range of motion, not only by bringing fresh oxygenated blood to the joints, but also by stretching and other types of techniques that can be used to enhance the full range of motion. Symphony of the Cells. This is a simple and effective approach for applying essential oils for specific conditions. This was developed by Boyd K. Truman. If you want more information, check out symphonyofthecells.com. There's tons of benefits for your cardiovascular and circulatory health, digestive system, You can look at like specific things like cancer or autoimmune disorders, and then do the protocol for the Symphony of the Cells. This was something that I'm still relatively new to the idea of it, but more and more I'm hearing people use Symphony of the Cells and have remarkable recovery, and overall it can just really enhance whatever is going on in the body. It can just enhance the body, make it feel better, while doing the specific protocol, using oils that help with each condition and then applying them in the specific places on the body. So check out symphonyofthecells.com if you want more information on that. Aroma Touch, I got certified in Aroma Touch a while ago now, and I really have seen a lot of benefits from it in my clinical setting, in my massage therapy practice. It's pretty cool to see how quickly people relax. It's not like it's like this deep tissue work either, but I still feel like people are seeing the benefits like they would a deep tissue massage. It's pretty interesting. This was developed by Dr. Hill, and you can go to the Aroma Touch technique section on the doTERRA website. It works really quick to improve immune function through the autonomic nervous system. It stimulates the body and the energy centers with like specific oils using a specific technique. It's beneficial for people who have diabetes, cancer, arthritis, rheumatism, gout, MS, pregnancy, osteoporosis, carpal tunnel, overall just a great self-care practice. And this is something that you can do, same with the Symphony of the Cells. You don't need to be a massage therapist to do this. Obviously, you can't charge people if you're not licensed in New York State to do this stuff. But you can still do it on your loved ones at home, teach them how to do it to you, and this can really be a wonderful form of self-care. If you haven't heard of reflexology, reflexology is a microcosm of the body. So you've got your feet, your hands, your ears. They're all these microcosms of the body. And with reflexology on the feet, I think that like that's a really great form of self-care. Everybody loves a foot massage. It's something you can do on yourself really easily. And the pores on the bottom of your feet are the largest pores that we have in the body. So they soak up the oil really well. And they're also, you don't have to worry about putting a carrier oil on with most of the oils. So when you look at the map that I have up on the screen, you are really seeing where the nerve endings end on your feet. So if you're thinking of like your big toe, that's where we're going to see the brain, the pituitary gland, your sinuses, your throat, your thyroid. Big toe is really one of my favorite places to apply oils. But anywhere that you feel is out of whack or needs some extra care, you can go to that point on your feet and put the oils there. This also works great if you're using like something like oregano or an oil that doesn't necessarily smell great. Put them on your feet, put your socks on, you're good to go. Nobody's gonna smell that. What else? There's many different maps too of the reflexology. I mean, you see different charts, different placements, but overall, they're pretty much in alignment with each other. And if we think of the bottom of the foot, like your body, we've got the head and the neck up in here. These are my toes. And then the center part is going to be more of like your lungs, your shoulders, your solar plexus, your heart, diaphragm even. And then as we get towards the middle, that's where all those vital internal organs are going to lie, like the liver and the kidneys, the stomach, pancreas, and then the heel of your foot. That's the lower body, sciatic nerve, colon, bladder, all of that. So that's just an easy way to think of it if you are a little bit confused on that. Another great form of self-massage, you can put this in your nighttime routine. I like to get into bed and then do it once I'm in bed to myself because, again, it's just a great way to get those oils into you, but also a good way to calm down and wind down. Acupressure is another form of self-massage. I'm going to share with you like one of the best, easiest points to use, as long as you're not pregnant, is large intestine 4. So that's right in that space in between your index finger and thumb on the back of your hand. And if you press and hold into that point, it's great for relieving headaches, constipation, letting go. It's the ultimate letting go point. So if you just feel stressed out, take a deep breath and hold that point. And what you do to one side, you always want to do to the other side too. This is a good form of self-massage, breath work. Again, with that idea of the microcosm, so that's kind of how acupressure, acupuncture points work. Those points on your body typically represent an organ in your body, and our organs are responsible for a lot more than like moving around the juices inside of our body. Our organs have emotional and physical manifestations. The organs have a lot more to do with like what you might think that they control in the body. So for example, the liver is associated with anger and with the eyes. So you can use points on the liver meridian that help you manage your mood or relieve dry eye. So there's really a whole world to that. I'm going to recommend a book at the end. It's an acupressure book that you can use with your essential oils. So this is a great way to incorporate your oils or your roller balls. I know earlier I said you can put them on the occipital region. That has a lot to do with your urinary bladder meridian, which is responsible for managing the chronic pain in your body, headaches, neck tension too. So you're able to put those oils on in certain places and have that intention of this isn't going to only benefit me in one way, it's going to benefit me in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of acupressure charts that you can find online. I also think Pinterest is a great place to get started when it comes to learning more about self-massage. Dry brushing. So sorry about that, as the UPS guy just rings my doorbell. I think we're back and we're good. So that's my vicious Rottweiler, Henry, who apparently doesn't care that I'm recording video. And I'm not sure if I will be able to delete that part. And now I've talked for an hour and a half and I can't just get that out of there. But we're moving on. We're moving on. Dry brushing. Have you dry brushed before? If you haven't, dry brushing is a great self-care ritual to get into. I also do this in the bathroom in front of the mirror. So it's like a self-love body, practice. So that way you're feeling better about your body, but it has a ton of benefits as far as lymphatic drainage goes. This is a dry brush that I use. I use the soft part, and I will sometimes even put like Slim and Sassy on here because that promotes metabolism and it can help with your blood flow and also reducing the appearance of cellulite. I don't want to get into it too much because there's a lot of information that goes in with it, but cellulite does have to do with the toxic load that we have in our body. So if we can help boost the lymphatic drainage, it can help reduce the appearance of cellulite. But if you're still bringing in the toxins, then you're going to continue to get the cellulite. So I use the back part of it though, the little bit more hard part, when I'm doing like the back of my legs where I have more of the cellulite prone areas, and on my glutes, I use that too. But I like to use this side on everywhere else. I put a little bit of the Slim and Sassy oil and I dry brush just like towards your heart. So you always want to go towards the heart. If you look up like a lymphatic drainage chart or like a chart for dry brushing, I think that's a really good idea. There's also YouTube videos of it, but you always want to go towards the heart with your dry brushing. Great for body positivity and awareness. Maybe you find like a new mole that you didn't know you had while you're doing it. And it's a great way to incorporate your oils as well. Kind of on the line of the dry brushing too, if you haven't heard of a jade roller, jade roller is really great. Again, can help with your self-care rituals. But when you're using like oils on your face, a lot of times I like to take jojoba oil. I just find that that's like a little bit more thin to put on your face than like fractionated coconut oil, but I have sensitive skin for that. Most people are fine with fractionated coconut oil. Put a few drops of lavender in or another calming oil, and that's also good for your skin. And then the jade roller works to actually penetrate your skin better. It helps those oils get better into your skin. It's also really good for like jaw tension. The stone itself is really cold, the jade. You can even keep it in your refrigerator to make it even colder. So you could do that in the morning when you wake up to help get any like puffiness out of your face, or you could do that at night to help calm down, get your jaw relaxed. A lot of people grind their teeth throughout the night. So that would be a really nice thing to do at morning and at night. Sometimes too, I will just be like getting my lemon water warmed up and I'm just grab this out of the fridge. You want to start on the right side of your face, and then you will work kind of upward motion. You're not pressing hard at all. That's not the point. The point is to get the lymphatic drainage working, and that works better with the lighter pressure. That's why the dry brush works so well too. You can use a smaller piece for underneath your eyes or on your nose. So start with the right side, get all the way around, then do the left side. That's just going to help with the lymphatic drainage. And this also has been around for a really long time. Back in the day, it was in like the Chinese empires, and only the royal and elite people were allowed to do this. Like it was a secret from everybody else. But now you can get those for like less than $20 on Amazon. Plus the jade has a lot of calming benefits that the crystal has. But if you're not really into that, it still works good. Some recommended reading for you to continue your self-care journey. We talked about this before, but The Essential Oils Hormone Solution by Dr. Marisa Snyder. I also love her podcast. She just really does give those simple, affordable ways to enhance your life. I Am Fabulous, great book on all different sorts of blends to enhance your well-being. And then Acupressure with Essential Oils is a really great, easy way to introduce some self-massage and acupressure work into your life. Acupressure has withstood the test of time and has been around forever, really just helping people give themselves better overall well-being. You can really find that doing this self-massage with the intention that is good and that you're helping yourself can just boost your well-being. So to become a part of something amazing, the Healthy Habits Enrollment Kit is a great opportunity for people who are new to doTERRA. This comes with your lifelong vitality pack. You get the membership to doTERRA for a full year. You also get a bottle of the Deep Blue Rub, which has an entire bottle of Deep Blue in it. That works great for muscular pain. The Terrazyme, which is the digestive enzyme, the probiotic. You also get lavender, frankincense, balance, lemon, and On Guard. There's all 80 drops in those bottles, so they are the smaller ones, but it's a great introductory pack. I know for me, I'm using about one of those little bottles of lemon a month, so it's definitely something you're going to get a ton of use out of. And that's $195. It's a great price. You save $75 and you earn 125 PB. So if you sign up before the 15th, no, actually, you will just get a free oil typically when you're spending over 100 PB. Then there's the Healthy Start Enrollment Kit. So I would say this is better for the person who's not ready to do the vitamins. But the thing is, the vitamins give you that optimal foundation. So I don't know why you wouldn't want the vitamins, but if you don't want them yet, then the Healthy Start Kit is for you. It's $160. You get the top 10 oils. Some of them we have talked about today. Most of them we have. And you also get this cute new diffuser that they have, as well as the wholesale account, so you get the membership for the year. With the membership, that just means that you're getting at least 20% off on everything because you're paying wholesale instead of retail. So this is good if you want to start here and then eventually get your vitamins, because you will get that wholesale price. The Healthy Home Kit, this is a great one if you really want to deep dive into doTERRA. You want to clean up your medicine cabinet. This also comes with the top 10 oils, but the difference between these two kits, the Healthy Start Kit, they're 5 milliliters, which means they have 80 drops. The Healthy Home Kit, you're getting the 15 milliliter bottles that have 250 drops in them. You also get the shampoo and conditioner, which is great because you don't have to worry about toxins and parabens in your products that you're putting onto your hot, open, porous skull. The toothpaste is great. There's no fluoride in it. Keeps your teeth looking really white too, and it has a nice taste. I'm not a huge fan of mint toothpaste, and you're getting more of like the On Guard cinnamon taste in this one. You also get the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. I have ditched all my other cleaners. I use this throughout my whole house in my massage practice, and it works really good. And you don't have to use a lot of it. That bottle lasts me for a really long time. I just go on Amazon and buy spray bottles, or you can get them from doTERRA's site to make your own sprays and counter cleaners at home. You also get a bottle of the hand soap that has enough for another refill, diffuser, the wholesale membership, and even a hand sanitizer, On Guard in the spray bottle. This is the kit I wish I started with, Natural Solutions Enrollment Kit. It comes with not only the top 10 oils, plus a couple extra ones. but you get the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So you get a whole month supply of vitamins. You get your Terrazyme, your PB Assist, shampoo, conditioner, the Deep Blue Rub, as well as the Deep Blue in the bottle. You're going to get Correct-X, which is good for any cuts and scrapes that you have. Get a bottle of fractionated coconut oil so you can start to make your own roller balls right away. Get a case for your oils. You get Breathe, which is a stick that you can roll on to your chest like you would use like Vicks Vapor Rub, but this doesn't have any toxins in it. And you get a large diffuser. You get the On Guard kit, which essentially is like the toothpaste, the hand soap, hand sanitizer, mouthwash, the gel capsules, and the beadlets. So this one, you're really getting all the stuff that you're going to end up buying anyways. So intentional shopping, doTERRA is really all about intention, and you can subscribe to the monthly box. So you can change it each month and customize it to what you need. So you'll see PV come up a lot, and PV means product value. And this is a great slide. Another one you might want to take a screenshot of. If you're new to doTERRA, it can be a little bit confusing at first as to how it works. But basically it's a point system, and the more that you spend over time, the more points you end up getting. So at this time in my doTERRA journey, I'm getting my Lifelong Vitality each month. A lot of times I end up getting like the hand soap or other things, but I know that when I'm getting my oils, I'm using my points to buy the oils. So really, I'm spending my actual money on the supplements, but I'm getting the oils paid for with my points. When you spend 50 PV each month, that's when you're gonna see that point reward system really take place. If you're spending 100 PV each month, that's when you can earn your commissions. So if you wanna just do the monthly wellness box, you can. Or if you want to turn this into a business for yourself, that's when you're going to want to start spending 100 PV a month. So it can be a little bit difficult in the beginning to figure out what you need. So here's some really good options that you can just bundle and hit that 50 PV point, or at least get pretty close to it and maybe add in something else that you also need. So the Adaptive kit is great. You can get the Serenity kit. There's a Calm and Harmony LRP kit that contains a lot of the oils that we talked about today. And then on the bottom left of your screen is the Emotional Balance kit. So this helps with motivation, cheer. This has the passion in it, and other oils that really support your emotional well-being. With the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you also have the option to add on other supplements for a reduced price. So when you buy the LLV, you get up to 3 other supplements that you can add on. So I typically add on the Terrazyme and the PB Assist. Sometimes I get the Deep Blue actual supplement. That's just a good one to have on hand instead of using like Advil. And then I like the EX Omega that just gives you, I lied. The Mito 2 Max. I really like that for the little extra burst of energy that it gives. So you can choose up to 3 of those to get. And if you've made it this far, congratulations. This is where we talk about like the free gift to you. So once you complete all of these classes and you have this chance to graduate. So you have to complete 11 of the 12 classes that are listed, and then 1 of the 5 electives, which are over on the left side. And at the end of each class, there will be a questionnaire, and then you would set up your qualifying LRP. So once you've done all of that, you'll earn a really nice gift from whoever introduced you to doTERRA. So if you do decide to create a business of empowerment, you're really helping disrupt our medical care system. You're empowering not only yourself, but others to take care of their own lives and their own health. It helps change lives. I know that I've seen it time and time again. With my massage practice, I'm able to really enhance that because I can send my clients home with oils and educate them on different supplements that can improve their overall well-being. This also is a wonderful network of like-minded people. I've met a lot of awesome people, and I've now been exposed to different ways of thinking and acting, and I just didn't necessarily always have that throughout my whole life. Like, I just have always been around the same people who are wonderful people, but maybe not as health oriented as I am. And now I have this awesome network of people who really just care and are on that similar journey of empowering their lives and cleaning up the toxic load. This also gives you financial freedom, free time. You get your work done in a shorter amount of time than you would if you had a 9-to-5 job, and it gives you more freedom to live the life that you create. And you wake up with purpose, and that's really empowering and really another reason to make sure your self-care is in check, because you want to be the best version of yourself so you can help the most amount of people. So as you progress through the business, there's different levels that equal different incomes. So here's all the classes that you can do to up-level your education. And I really hope that you enjoyed my presentation on self-care as healthcare, ways to enhance your self-care rituals, better your sleep, and overall be a more productive, better version of yourself through using ancient wisdom like essential oils, massage, reflexology, and all those other great things that we talked about today. So I really just want to thank you so much. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm Brittany Pio, or reach out to the person that introduced you to doTERRA. All right, I hope everybody has a great time experimenting with different forms of self-care, and just keep up the good work. Don't be too hard on yourself, and remember that we are always here to help you. Thanks so much for listening.